Dark Shadows, number 1, VTR 122766, air 1266, take 1.
My name is Victoria Winters. For me, it is a peaceful night at Collinwood. The great house is quiet, and no unseen threats exist in the shadows. But for one member of the Collins family, it is a night of fear and unanswered questions.
Hello,
Garner.
Roger.
I thought you'd never get here.
We got here as quickly as we could.
Hello, Mr. Collins.
Well, I wasn't expecting you.
Well, Frank volunteered to come along, and I thought he ought to. He may be quite helpful to you.
Well, let's go into the drawing room.
Now, what's this all about?
I told you over the phone. I've spoken to my wife. I want to start divorce proceedings as soon as possible.
You also said there were some other complications. That's why you wanted me to come here.
Yes.
Well, what are they?
I'm in trouble, Garner. The worst trouble of my life.
What's going on, Roger? What kind of trouble are you in?
I'll get to that later. How soon can I get a divorce?
What are the grounds for divorce?
I was asking your father.
Well, Frank knows more about the divorce laws than I do. That's why I brought him along.
Oh, I see.
Have you decided on grounds?
Well, does that matter?
I'm afraid it does.
Well, then base it on anything. Incompatibility, mental cruelty. I don't know the divorce laws. All I know is I want a divorce, and so does Laura.
What kind of settlement does she want?
She wants complete custody of David.
What kind of financial settlement?
She wants David. That's all.
How does Elizabeth feel about this?
Oh, she'll probably throw up a couple of roadblocks. She's overly protective for David.
Where is she?
Well, she went to bed early. That's why I called you up here tonight. I didn't want her to overhear this discussion.
Well, you realize, of course, that I represent Elizabeth. I can't do anything against her wishes.
Garner.
What is it?
Frank, there's somebody here who would like to see you, and I think you would like to see her, too. Of course, I'm talking about Miss Winters.
Well, yes, I would like to see Vicky.
Good, I'll call her. Vicky? Vicky,
Yes?
you have a visitor.
Hello, Vicky.
Well, Frank, this is a surprise.
How are you?
I'm fine. When I spoke to you on the phone this morning, you didn't say you were coming here tonight.
Life is full of surprises.
Vicky, why don't you take Frank into the other room and give him a cup of coffee? I'm sure you have a lot to talk about.
Well, as a matter of fact, we do. I had something to tell you, Vicky.
You do? What is it?
I had the distinct impression that you wanted to get rid of Frank.
I did,
Why?
because I want your advice on a matter that I want to be kept secret.
What is it?
Burke Devlin is pushing for a retrial of that old manslaughter charge.
Well, that's nothing new.
Yes, but Laura wasn't in Collinswood before.
Well, what's Laura got to do with it?
Well, he could use her, get her to testify against me.
I've been laboring under the impression that you were innocent of that manslaughter charge.
Well, I am. Of course I am.
Well, then what have you got to be worried about? It's a closed book.
Well, it was. Devlin will try to open it again. He could work on Laura. She was always susceptible to him in the past. He might get her to change her testimony. It makes me nervous having her back in town. I want to give her what she wants and then get her out of town as quickly as possible.
And what she wants is a divorce.
That's right. And custody of David. I don't object to her having either one.
You want to start divorce proceedings immediately?
Immediately.
Well, I'll have Frank handle it.
Why, Frank?
Because Frank and I have come to an important decision.
Dad and I have decided to open a branch office in Collinsport. So I'll be moving here.
Oh, Frank, that's wonderful.
Well, at least I'll be seeing more of Vicki Winters. That's a plus factor. Or will you be leaving Collinwood?
Why do you say that?
Well, will you be working here after David goes?
What do you mean?
Well, Vicki, hasn't anyone told you?
Told me what?
Mrs. Collins is back.
Yes, I know. But what about it?
Well, she wants custody of David. She wants to take him with her.
Oh? I didn't know that. I thought she was just here for a visit.
I'm sorry to be the bearer of unhappy tidings, but she could mean you'll be minus one job.
I see.
How do you feel about it?
I have mixed feelings. I don't want to leave. But for David, this could be the best thing that ever happened. You see, he needs someone. Someone who wants him and loves him. I'm afraid that his father can't fill that position. If Mrs. Collins can, then I'm glad for him.
Are you?
Yes. I know what it's like to be brought up an orphan. I wouldn't wish that on anyone in the world.
Well, I'm not sure when they'll be leaving. All I know is that Roger wants his wife out of the picture as quickly as possible. To be honest with you, it strikes me as peculiar.
Hi, Pop.
Hello, darling. You home early?
Joe has to get up early tomorrow morning. We decided to have a fast beer and call it a night.
Well, that doesn't sound very exciting.
How's the masterpiece coming along?
Oh, all right.
Do you mind if I take a look at it?
Leave it alone.
You don't have to snap at me.
Sorry, darling. I didn't mean to do that.
What is it with you in this painting?
What do you mean?
You never used to mind if I looked at your work. What's so special about this painting?
Well, nothing. It's new work in progress, and it's not ready to be criticized.
You always let me look at your first sketches.
Well, I'm not very happy with this one. I'd rather keep it to myself. Can't you accept that?
What's wrong?
Nothing. Oh, there's just something about that painting that's bugging me. I guess I'll just have to get it out of my system.
Are you sure it's just the painting that's bugging you?
Of course. What else?
I don't know. You've been acting strange the last few days. Keep wondering if she has anything to do with it.
She.
Laura Collins. You've been acting odd ever since you found out she came back to town.
That's just imagination.
Is it? Are you sure that you're not keeping something from me?
I don't keep secrets from my favorite daughter.
You never used to.
Oh. Yeah, don't worry about me. There's nothing to worry about.
What is Laura Collins to you?
An old acquaintance.
Is that all?
That's all.
How well did you know her?
I knew her fairly well when she was Laura Murdoch. And she married Roger Collins and moved out of my social sphere.
Yeah, but then why the big interest? Why did you get me to ask all those questions?
Because I was curious
About what?
about what made her come back to Collinsport. I thought her marriage to Roger was over and she left town for good. It's curious to know why she came back.
Pop, that was more than just simple curiosity. You seemed more like you were afraid of her.
Afraid? Why would I be afraid of Laura?
Well, that's what I want to know.
The answer is, I'm not.
Well, I guess I'll have to accept that. But I still think there's more that you're not telling me about.
I have a feeling you're hiding something, Roger.
Hiding something? What on earth would I be hiding?
Something about that old manslaughter charge.
That's absurd.
Well, I hope so. I assumed you were telling me the truth at the time, that it was Devlin, not you, who was driving the car.
Well, of course it was Devlin.
Well, then why are you in such a panic about your wife coming back? If you're innocent, you have nothing to fear.
Well, of course I'm innocent. And I have nothing to fear. I'm not in a panic at all.
Well, you seem to be.
Well, I'm not. It's just that I know this divorce is inevitable, and I want it to be settled as quickly and as easily as possible.
And that's your only reason for telling me to drop everything and come up here. You said that it was an emergency.
It is an emergency. I want it settled right away. I have reasons of my own. Garner, there is only one thing I want from you, to settle this thing as quickly and as easily as possible.
You're absolutely sure that your wife wants a divorce?
She wants it as much as I do.
Who is her legal her lawyer?
Her attorney? I don't know. In fact, I don't know that she has one at all.
Well, she should if she's going to file the suit.
Well, would it be too difficult to arrange for one? Would that be any obstacle?
Oh, there shouldn't be any obstacle if you're both in full agreement.
Well, we are. How soon can you get started on this?
Right away, I should think.
Good.
Did you want to talk to me about anything else?
No, I think that concludes our business for now.
Well, Frank and I had better head back for Bangor. It's a long drive. Frank?
I appreciate your coming up here at this hour of the night.
Well, I think that Frank is glad for the opportunity. He's been looking forward to seeing Miss Winters.
Huh.
Did you call me, Dad?
Yes, I think we better get going now.
What did you decide?
Well, you'll be representing Roger in his divorce proceedings. Now get in touch with Mrs. Collins in the morning and see if she has a legal responsibility.
Where's she staying?
Well, she's staying at the Collinsport Inn tonight, but from tomorrow on, she'll be up here with us at Matthew's cottage.
All right, I'll be in touch.
All right, good night, Roger.
Good night, Garner, and thank you again for coming up. Good night, Frank.
Good night, Mr. Collins. Well, Vicki, it was good seeing you again.
It was good seeing you, too.
I hope I see lots more of you.
I hope so.
Good night.
Good night, Frank. Roger,
Yes, Vicky.
Frank tells me that I may not have a job much longer.
What?
He says that Mrs. Collins is taking David away.
Yes, that's true.
Well, then you won't be needing me.
Well, I suppose we won't be needing your services any longer, Vicky. I'm sorry.
Well, as long as David is happy, that's what I should be thinking about, I guess.
Well, he'll be better off with his mother. He'll be happier living with Laura.
I hope so. When is she taking him?
Well, I'm not sure. There's a lot to be settled first.
Will it be soon?
Well, we think that Laura should live here for a while so she and David can get used to each other.
Then it won't be immediately.
Oh, no, not immediately. As soon as he learns to accept his mother again.
I was very worried about David tonight. I don't like the way he's behaving.
Oh, he's just being difficult and obstinate. It's typical of David.
No, it's more than that. I think he's genuinely frightened.
Frightened? Frightened of Laura? Well, that's absurd.
No, frightened of his nightmare. He described it to me. It did sound very frightening.
Well, what did he say?
Well, He was standing with his mother in fire.
Fire?
There was fire all around him. It was getting hotter and hotter, and he couldn't escape. David kept repeating this one word over and over again. Fire, fire, fire.
I keep seeing fire.
What?
Huh? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking out loud.
Does it have anything to do with a painting?
What makes you say that?
Well, when you start talking out loud, it's usually because you're getting an idea for a painting.
Maybe I am.
Why would you want to paint fire?
Well, fire is very interesting. A lot of interesting colors in fire. It's getting late, darling. Maybe you ought to go to bed.
You trying to get rid of me?
Oh, no, of course not. I just want to make sure you get your beauty sleep, that's all.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, sure, Maggie. Fine. Never better.
Then why are you pacing?
Oh, just thinking.
Is that all?
Maggie, I'm fine. Don't get on my back.
Okay, Pop. Good night.
Good night, darling.
Pop? Pop? David hasn't been behaving like himself. That's what worries me.
He doesn't know how to behave in front of his mother, but Laura will bring him around in no time.
I hope so. He needs a mother.
But you can be a big help in that department, Vicky.
How?
Well, you seem to have as much influence on him as anyone else in this house. Talk to him. Persuade him to see his mother and get to know her better again. He might listen to you.
I'll do what I can.
Good. Thank you very much. I don't think you have to worry about losing your job here. We'll work out some arrangement for you.
How?
Well, I don't know, but I'll talk to Liz. I think we can find something. But in the meanwhile, you will give me your full cooperation on this other matter?
You have it.
Good.
Well, I think it's time to go up to bed.
Yes, it is getting to be about that time.
Shall I turn out the lights?
No, I'll be up for just a little longer. Good night, Vicky.
Good night.
Hello.
What? Thought you went to bed.
I heard heard the front door slam, so I came out here to see if you'd gone out.
Well, I'm back. I'm all right, so go to bed.
Pop,
Yes?
I saw it.
What?
The painting.
I told you I didn't want you to see it.
I know, but I got curious. Pop, why did you do it? Why would you paint a thing like that?
I don't know, darling.
It's not much of an answer.
I know. That's the only answer I can give you. I don't understand that painting. I don't know why I'm painting it. I just know that something is driving me to that canvas. I don't know what it is. It's like some power outside myself is forcing me to paint that thing.
You're not making any sense.
No. I know, it doesn't make sense. Nothing about this makes any sense at all.
Pop, you're starting to scare me.
You're only scared. I'm terrified.
Peter Jennings with the news expands to bring you a full half hour of global coverage in color 1 week from tonight here on ABC. Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.